She was looking out the window and just staring completely blank, and you're like, this just isn't right.
She had also seemed very depressed. She would want to be with Andy a lot, and she was crying a lot.
We called and they wanted to give us an appointment in a few days, and we said no. And we took her right in and they checked her blood sugar and it was 546. You know, she told us that it looked like she probably had diabetes.
I think we both asked the doctor, and I knew the answer, but I asked her, you know, if there was a cure. Or if it was, you know, like, is this for life? And well, she said yeah, so I guess it doesn't really hit you what it all means. You don't really understand what it means.
My daughter has type 1 and my other daughter will most likely have type 1. They're identical twins. For me, it was just right in that moment, like, what can we do to get her better right now? I knew nothing about diabetes. The difference between type 1 and type 2, she's got this, she'll be fine. And I just kept telling myself that over and over again.
Yeah, so in the mornings it's pretty chaotic trying to check her sugar, plan her breakfast, make sure she eats her breakfast, prepare her meals, get them out the door, get ready for work. So mornings during the week are pretty hectic. They check her blood sugar before a snack and before lunch, but we have to come in and still give her insulin with the pump because they're not really willing to do that yet. You want a piece of cheese?
It takes both of us to change Lily's infusion set. So that means Maisie's by herself. Like, she sees us check Lily's blood sugar all the time. And sometimes I feel like you get this look from her like, well, how come you're doing that to her but not to me? But then every so often we do check her because they're identical twins and she's at a very, very high risk of developing type 1 at some point. It's manageable now. It should be curable. You go through all the single steps in the day, and it would be great if you could spend that time with your kids instead of weighing food and changing infusion sets.
And we usually wind up counting out 25 goldfish, so. And we do it both for both daughters, just in case they trade cups for some reason. So whenever it's anything that we know has carbohydrates in it, we just want to measure it out to get a better estimate. Yeah, so 4 grams of carbohydrates, avocado, 10 grams goldfish, and then we'll know that when she wakes up, we'll check her blood sugar to make sure she's okay, and then we'll bolus her for 14 grams. It's just important that Andy and I are communicating with each other as much as possible about, you know, what Lily's eating when she's been bolused. And so Andy and I will just write down what she's eating, how many carbs it is, and then we'll know if we bolused her the right amount of insulin.
I thought putting together a diaper bag to do something before she was diagnosed was tricky, and now it's a whole nother level. And then with us, with twins, it adds a whole nother level. This is like our 3rd stage of diabetes treatment. When she was first on the twice-a-day shots, she got a stomach bug and didn't want to eat, but she had all her insulin on board and she wound up in the hospital for 3 days. The pump is just leaps and bounds better. Yeah, your pump. Do you like your pump?
Mm-hmm. 1,
Yeah.
2, 3. She says, it's my pump, my pump. If you take it off, sometimes she gets upset. I mean, she feels it's a part of her.
You know, when you have someone like our daughter Maisie, who she tested positive for all 4 antibodies, and if there's something there that could prevent her from, you know, going from being fine now to having type 1 diabetes, it would be great.
She'll have everything she needs to have to control her diabetes and not have it control her.
I don't know if I could say anything other than I truly appreciate what people do give through JDRF.